topology and grid topology, this is the only thing that in chain the sink will be at the last. So data will be transferred from this node to this node, this node. Okay. In grid topology, sink will be in the middle. So all the nodes will transfer data in this way. Okay. This is the thing that has been explained. That's all. Any other questions?
Chain topology is what?
Chain
Topology.
Yeah, chain topology, the sink will be at last. Okay, it will be at one edge. So data will be go through this one. Okay, but here in grid topology, sink will be in the center. So all the nodes can transfer data from here to here to here to here. Okay, this is the only thing. Answer.
Thanks. Got only like 6 to 7 minutes in your account. I'm really sorry.
No, I'll take this.
Yeah.
My paper is paper number 13. It is opportunistic threading in low duty cycle wireless sensor networks with unreliable links. So the basic idea I would say is
mention the slide index which are important.
Yeah, first I'm explaining basic idea.
No problem, no problem.
The basic idea is in the traditional threading method, it is very difficult for the low duty cycle networks. Low duty cycle sensor networks are the networks wherein it contains low duty cycle sensors, which is nothing but it will be awake for a very lesser time. That means to save the energy and to use the energy for longer time, it will put itself to sleep a lot of times. So for that one, we need to understand what flooding method is best, because there is a energy consumption should be very less and flooding delay also should be considered when we are considering low duty cycle networks. So in the slide, in the slide 5, we have the motivation wherein we are using different. What is the motivation to get opportunistic flooding into the use? We can use traditional flooding also, but what is the motivation for writing this paper? So it is because we have limited energy supplies, and traditional flooding method cannot be used because it has wake up time and sleeping time, so active and inactive state. So whenever it is active only, it is transferring and receiving the data, and whenever it is sleeping, it cannot receive the data. Only it can transmit the data whenever it wants to transmit the data, it makes itself active and transmits the data. So that's why this method cannot be used. So in the next slide number 6, we have the example wherein if you do F5 and check it in your system, in the traditional flooding method we'll have like A will send to B, C, D, but in our method wherein we have active and dormant states, so B will be active only for a particular amount of time and respectively C and D. So only on that times A needs to send it to B, C, D. So A will send to B first, then C, and then D. Then we have the network model and assumptions. Okay, so our design goal will be, our basic idea for this process is we have to reduce the flooding delay and we have to lesser the energy cost so that the network lifetime is more. So the actual process that is used now is tree-based approach, which can have which is represented using directed acyclic graph. And then in the slide number 10, we have the key idea of opportunistic flooding. So this is the main slide where we can understand what it is trying to do in very simple words. So it is trying to utilize the links outside the energy optimal tree. Energy optimal tree is nothing but whenever the link cost, the link, the best link quality. Link quality is represented by the, by the edge weight. From S to A it is 0.9. Like if you see the DAG diagram in slide number 9, you'll have S to A 0.9 and then 0.8. So that is the link quality that it is representing. So whichever is the best link quality, it will take that instead of taking
Well, that 0.9 is a kind of ratio or something?
No, it is the link quality. It is the edge weight that is given based on the link quality. So best link quality will be 1. Based on that will be given 0.8, 0.2, something like that. So whenever there is 2, if you look at this, if you maximize this one, it will. If you maximize this one, it has from A to D and B to D also, you can see there are two paths to D. It can reach D from A or B. So the best way will be A to D because it has better link quality. So that's why. In slide number 10, we have the basic key idea, wherein it is using it is using the links that are not in the energy optimal tree and trying to flood the data. It allows to forward the early packets while avoiding the late ones. How is it doing that? Is basic. There are 3 steps followed in this paper. That is PMF computation, decision making, decision conflict resolution. So in the slide 11, we have how the PMF is computed. PMF is nothing but the probability mass function, which will be calculated based on the DAG that is given to us. So based on this PMF computation, what we do is we get we make the decision whether that packet has to be transferred to the other packet using which link. So that is computed using a small formula which is like sigma. We need to know this formula so that we can calculate it. In slide number 11, we have that formula quoted. So in that, it is also showing how is it calculating from S if you do